Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the news broadcasted on TayNinhTV with some last events now provided as follows nationwide. And here are our stories today. Ladies and gentlemen, controlling macroeconomic stability, controlling inflation, promoting the growth and overcoming the consequences of the natural disaster. That was the direction of the Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính at a regular government meeting in October of 2025 held with the 34 provinces and cities on November the 8th. The Deputy Secretary, Provincial Party Committee and Chairman of Provincial People's Committee of Tây Ninh Province, Nguyễn Văn Ú, attended at the Tây Ninh Connecting Point. The Deputy Secretary, Provincial Party Committee and Chairman of Provincial People's Committee of Tây Ninh Province, Nguyễn Văn Ú, attended at the Tây Ninh Connecting Point. The Prime Minister emphasized that stabilizing the macroeconomy, controlling inflation, promoting growth, and ensuring major balances of the economy are not only the top goals at present, but also important driving forces and resources to promote the development. The Prime Minister pointed out that in order for the growth rate in 2025 to reach over 8% of the GDP growth rate, the GDP growth rate in the fourth quarter must reach over 8.4%. This is a key requirement to maintain high momentum, rapid and sustainable development. Reports and opinions at the meeting unanimously assessed that in October and 10 months of 2025, the government and the Prime Minister closely follow reality, focus on leading and directing all level sectors and localities to resolutely, flexibly and effectively implement resolutions and conclusions of the Central Committee, the Politburo, the Secretariat, the National Assembly, the government, and the direction of the General Secretary Tolam, with a headline suggests expected completion of more than 3,200 kilometers of expressways and more than 1,700 kilometers of the coastal roads in 2025. Disbursement of public investment capital reached 491 trillion Vietnam dong. In 10 months, 266,000 enterprises registered to establish and resume operations, an increase of 26.5%. The two-level local government operated smoothly. Administrative procedures reform was promoted, attracted for 17.2 million international visitors. And on the afternoon of November the 8th, the Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính also chaired the 21st meeting of the State Steering Committee for Important National Projects and Works, the key projects of the transport sector. The meeting was connected online from the government headquarters to the provinces and cities where the projects are located. Attending the meeting at the Tây Ninh Province Connecting Point were a member of the Provincial Party Standing Committee, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Nguyễn Minh Lâm, and related departments and branches. At its 21st meeting, the steering committee focused on discussing, assessing the situation, and proposing solutions to speed up the progress of projects and works, ensure quality, techniques, as well as propose solutions to remove difficulties and obstacles arising in the process of implementing the task assigned by the Prime Minister to ministry, branches, and localities from the 20 meeting in September of 2005. Accordingly, at the 20 meeting, the Prime Minister had a steering committee assigned 30 tasks of ministry, branches, localities, focusing on removing difficulties and obstacles, speeding up investment preparation procedures to start construction and inaccurate projects on occasion on December the 19th. And in addition, the Prime Minister decided to add 3 projects, bringing the total number of projects to 123 in the 3 fields of roads, aviation, and seaports. And today, 19 projects, road component projects, and 1 airport project under the steering committee have been completed and put into operation and use. In Tây Ninh, the province is currently implementing the 3 important national projects, of which the Ho Chi Minh City Ring Road No. 3 project through the province has reached nearly 87% completion, striving to open for traffic by December 19th. The remaining of 2 projects, Ho Chi Minh City Ring Road 4 and Ho Chi Minh City Mộc-Bài Expressway, ensuring the progress. And on November the 8th, in Long Thuận Commune, authorized by the Vietnamese Ministry of National Defense, the Border Guard Command coordinated with the Party Committee and authorities of the Tây Ninh Province to organize the donation of breeding cows to the people in Vietnam and Cambodia border area. Attending the event, there were Major General Vũ Quốc Ân, Deputy Political Commissioner of Vietnam Border Corps, Member of Provincial Party Committee, Vice Chairman of Provincial People's Committee Nguyễn Hồng Thanh, leaders of Svai Tep District of Svai Viên Province and Monorom Commune's Svai Tep District. At the program, 20 breeding cows worth of 20 million Vietnam dong for 1 cow were given to 24 households on the both sides of the border, contributing to helping the people develop the economy and stabilize their lives. This activity is part of the second Vietnam-Cambodia Border Defense Friendship Exchange Program in TayNinhTV province. Within the framework of this exchange, the Vietnamese Ministry of National Defense will donate a boarding school worth for 25 billion Vietnam dong, a modern computer room to Bến Cầu Primary School, award for 60 helping youth to school scholarship, each worth for 2 million Vietnam dong to the Vietnamese and Cambodian students and peoples, and organize the free medical examination and provide medicine to nearly 1,000 people on both sides of the border. Major General Vũ Quốc Ân emphasized that the border defense activities maintained by the Vietnamese Ministry of National Defense over the years aim to strengthen solidarity, friendship, and build a peaceful, stable, cooperative, and developed border. This second friendship exchange program will take place from November the 13th to the 14th in Tay Ninh of Vietnam and Phai Ring of Cambodia.
The Provincial Peace Committee had just submitted to the Provincial Peace Council for consideration and issuance of a resolution adjusting the investment policy of the DTH30E project section from the expressway intersection to DTH30. Currently, the project has been adjusted to reduce the investment scale, not investing in the section through Cần Đước district as before. The scope of implementation of the adjustment is concentrated in Mỹ Yên Camille and Bến Lức Camille. The project consists of two independent components, road construction and site clearance. The adjustment helps reduce the total investment, ensuring compliance with legal regulations and actual implementation. The DTH30E project has a total length of about 9 kilometers, approved by the Provincial Peace Council in 2020, with a total capital of more than 3,700 billion Vietnam dong, implemented in the period of 2021-2025. According to the Provincial Peace Committee, this adjustment aims to upgrade the scale and location of investment, ensure effective use of capital, and be consistent with the orientation of local transport infrastructure development.
And ladies and gentlemen, in the face of complicated developments of dengue fever, Bình Minh World Health Station coordinated with the neighborhood forces, military and the disease control team to spray chemicals to kill mosquitoes and handle dengue fever outbreaks in the area. According to the infectious disease reporting software, Thanh Dong Hamlet currently has 3 dengue fever outbreaks with a total number of cases in the world reaching 4,200. This morning, when I came home from school, I suddenly felt dizzy, had a headache, and then had a fever also. I bought some fever reducer and took it, and after about 3 hours, the fever returned. It was like that for 2 days, and I went to Hồng Hưng General Hospital, and the doctor said I had dengue fever, but it was mild. And when I got home, I heard that many students at school had a dengue fever, which seems like almost 1/4 of them. The current cumulative number of cases is 200, and currently Thanh Dong has 3 outbreaks. When we were informed of the outbreak, we quickly went out, and due to the weather, the spraying had to be done when the weather was right. When mosquitoes come out from 5 to 6 p.m., the spraying is effective, and therefore the coordination between the military and the neighborhood residents cut out the mosquito larva eradication and spraying with chemicals to kill mosquito larvae. Previously, from October 19 to October 22nd of 2005, the World People's Committee mobilized the forces to simultaneously clean up the environment in 8 neighborhoods and neighboring areas at high risk of outbreak of dengue fever. At the same time, people in other areas were also advised to take the measure to clean the environment themselves, kill mosquito larvae, and collect the garbage, clear bushes and clear sewers, and remove the water containers. In the coming time, the locality will continue to implement the peak month for dengue fever prevention and control, and strengthen propaganda, monitoring, and mobilize the people to participate in maintaining environmental hygiene and proactively prevent dengue fever.
According to the results announced on the National Public Service Portal as of November 3, 2025, Tay Ninh province achieved 89.77 per 100 points, ranked 10 out of 34 provinces and cities. During the week, TayNinhTV rose to 8th place on November 2nd. Compared to the previous week, the province total score increased by 0.85 points from 22nd to 10th place, an increase of 12 ranks, the highest increase ever. After 3 consecutive weeks of improvement, the third week in particular recorded an increase in all indexes, in which the digitization index of records increased sharply by 2.14 points. This result shows a stable momentum, clearly reflecting efforts to improve the quality of service to people and businesses. In October 2025 alone, TayNinhTV scored 86.15 points and ranked 5th out of 34 provinces and cities, continuing to maintain its position in the group of localities with good quality of public service operations.
The Phước Tân Main Border Gate construction project has just been approved by the People's Committee of TayNinhTV Province to adjust the investment policy with a total investment of more than 297 billion Vietnam dong, aiming to improve the efficiency of management and control work in the border area. And the Phước Tân Main Border Gate construction project has just been approved by the People's Committee of TayNinhTV Province to adjust the investment policy with a total investment of more than 297 billion Vietnam dong, aiming to improve the efficiency of management and control work in the border area. The project is implemented on an area of nearly 21 hectares, with many construction items such as a joint control station combined with a national gate, square, ceremonial yard, border control station construction, main roads at the border gates, road connecting the border patrol roads to serve the needs of the people passing through the border gates area. Implementation period is from 2025 to 2028. The project has 17 households and 4 organizations affected with the site clearance, and the People's Committee of Dinh Dien Commune has approved a compensation and resettlement support plan with a total cost of more than 91 billion Vietnam dong. And currently, the Provincial Construction Investment Project Management Board is coordinating with the relevant units to urgently implement payment procedures, site clearance, and strive to start the Phước Tân Main Border Gate construction project before April the 30th of 2026. And ladies and gentlemen, the prolonged storms in past few days have not only affected the people's production and daily life, but also affected the market prices, especially agricultural products. In general, agricultural products at Long Hoa Market are still quite abundant, but the prices have increased slightly compared to before. It is one of the bustling markets in Long Hoa world. In general, agricultural products at Long Hoa Market are still quite abundant, but the prices have increased slightly compared to before. The light goods and products and vegetables actually have increased, but not much, while the garden items such as vegetables from the Mekong deltas have increased a lot. Vegetable, fruits, and all kinds of things also have increases in the price. Everything has increased in price, and vegetables are at the same. They increase every day by 2,000 to 3,000 Vietnam dong, or by 3,000 to 4,000 Vietnam dong. The traders said that due to the impact of the storm, gardeners further damage leading to decrease in supply, along with the difference in transportation, a slight increase in prices is inevitable. It has increased a bit, but not too much, within an acceptable range. And the goods and the products are expensive, but it's still delicious. I still buy them, and I buy just less. At the supermarket, agricultural products are still quite abundant and have more stable prices than the general level. We still keep the prices of agricultural products stable according to the direction of the Provincial People's Committee and the Department of Industry and Trade. And during the rainy season, the transportation of goods is difficult, and we have anticipated that situation. So we have increased the quantity of goods by about 30% higher than the normal to store and preserve and serve the people during the rainy and the stormy days. Slight fluctuations in agricultural prices during rainy seasons are inevitable, but the good news is that the market remains stable, meeting the needs of TayNinhTV people. The Rural Tourism Development Plan in the construction of new rural areas in TayNinhTV Province in the 2025 has just been developed by the Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism to exploit the potential of community tourism in localities in the province. Accordingly, the department will coordinate with localities and experts to build typical tourism projects, aiming at key outcome projects
At the same time, advise to inform a community tourism model according to national standards. In addition, the department also connects destination and rural tourism businesses with travel agencies inside and outside the province, supports promotion and advertising on media channels. Along with that, activities to display and promote outcome products and rural tourism will also be organized in potential markets aiming to serve international tourists.
And ladies and gentlemen, the 2026 Lunar New Year market in Ho Chi Minh City has started early. Consumer goods, confectionery, and processed foods manufacturers are speeding up their supply preparations with the goals of ensuring enough goods and keeping prices stable in the context of high input costs. Since the beginning of November, manufacturers have increased production and proactively launched the products to distribution and retail channels quickly and early, anticipating the year-end market purchasing power. The businesses have also proactively applied technology and optimized production to increase productivity and quality while still maintaining the product prices. It is forecasted that this year purchasing power will increase sharply in the gift basket segment, with many units expecting a 30% increase in revenue from this segment. And Vietnamese enterprises' proactively production, preparation of goods, and early cost control will have stabilized the debt market this year, limiting the local price fever or shortages. Ho Chi Minh City Department of Industry and Trade will soon implement a series of activities from price stabilization to stimulating consumption. And the images that reporters recorded on Route N2, although the traffic police regularly patrol and control, many drivers still presently ride without wearing helmets. When asked, the people have many reasons for that. Because tomorrow morning I was in a hurry to sign the papers for my wife, so I forgot to take the helmet, not planning it on the fact that vehicles participating in traffic are required to wear the helmets. I only put them on whenever now, so today I forget to wear a helmet. In addition to the cases of not wearing helmets, the situation of wearing helmets incorrectly is still also common. However, in reality, this stimulus small action has been potential to cause serious injury. The helmet I am wearing is bought in the city and 170 Vietnam dong because I saw it for sale. According to the Road Traffic Police Team Number 3 under the Traffic Police Department of the Provincial Police, among the current traffic accidents, motorbike account for a very high percentage, up to about 70%. Not wearing helmet, wearing a poor quality helmet, or wearing an incorrect helmet can lead to the serious injuries, especially traumatic brain injury when the traffic accidents occur. In the near future, the force will be reinforced and thoroughly handle the traffic participants to do not wear helmets and ride motorbikes without helmets when participating in traffic. According to Article number 7 of Decree number 168, the fine for not wearing helmets for motorcyclists is from 400,000 Vietnam dong to 600,000 Vietnam dong. In addition, Article 7 of Decree number 168 stipulates a fine of 400,000 Vietnam dong to 600,000 Vietnam dong for drivers of vehicles carrying passengers who do not wear helmets for the motorcyclists, or wear helmets for motorcyclists that do not fasten the strap properly, except in case of transporting the sick people to the emergency room or hospital, the children under 6 years old, or escorting the people to violate the law. However, the most important thing is not only to avoid being fined, but also to protect the safety of oneself and the person sitting behind you, and because just 1 second of carelessness can cause a traffic accident and leave unpredictable consequences. And that's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.